Alright, today I'm hoping to get the Golem quest completed, but I need soft clay to be able to do that, which I don't have. I need a jug of water and normal clay to do that, which I do have. I just gotta fill my jugs up here at this pump first, and then pour the water onto the clay. Now I can make my way to Alcarid. Well, that's what I intended to do anyway, but I got distracted and went by the Slayer Master and Drainer to check my task. It was 48 lizards, which I could do in the desert where I'm heading. So I got the ice coolers that I needed to complete the task and entered Alcarid. I bought a desert top and some water skins to keep me safe out there, then decided to ferry ring in instead of walking the whole way. I'm pretty scared for my first time in the desert here, but that's not abnormal for me. I'd be scared of my own damn shadow, honestly. I went to start the Golem quest first by using the clay that I'd made on him. Then I picked up and clicked through this letter, entered the runes, grabbed this strange implement thing, and then I was at the point where the next step was outside the desert, which means that now it was time to kill the lizards. I had to deal with both the desert heat and the lizards trying to kill me, and I wasn't sure when I needed to drink this water. But chat told me that it auto did it for me, so thanks for that, Jagex. That's actually quite nice. I just needed to focus on the lizards for now. I was attacking this one to begin with because I didn't realise that the little ones would actually count for my task, but apparently they do, so I'm definitely taking the easy way out and doing them. I got a nature talisman from killing the first big one, and then I tried to focus on getting the baby ones, but the big ones kept getting in my way. At one point I wasn't paying attention to RuneScape and looked back over and my health was deteriorating rapidly because I'd accidentally auto-retaliated against a big one. I ran away and I ate my lobsters and then pieced out of here until my heart rate came down again, and instead of going straight back there I decided to do a birdhouse run and got a couple of hunter levels doing that. Then I did the next steps of the Golem quest because they were around this damn dig site area in the VERrrry museum anyway. Then I went back to the desert again. I continued with the quest instead of going back to fight the lizards. This cool little phoenix thing gave me a feather and I gave it to the golem and the quest was done. Now it was back to lizards. I kept getting them low, sticking them in the coolers, and once I'd finished off 48 of them, my task was finally done. I've been told that always working towards finishing Recipe for Disaster is one of the best progress goals to set yourself for the early game, so I'm going to try and do the dwarf subquest for that next. I grabbed a Scarnian eels, stuck a penny in them, spoke to the drunk dwarf here until he made a cake out of some rocks, and then I had to kill this ice fiend because that would cool the cake down or something. On the way down I passed by this shooting star below the mountain, so of course I stopped there for a while, and then I took the rock cake to the dwarf, and then I'd completed one part of the Recipe for Disaster quest. That leaves 6 more subquests to go. Then off stream I've been spending some time mining some stars. When I came back on the next day I'd earned enough stardust to get the mining ring. So I bought it from this shop, which also got me a collection log pop-up. Then I was prepping to do Forgettable TIL, but you couldn't buy the barley that you needed to do it, and after the willow grind that I'd done recently I just didn't have that in me, so I binned that off and mined some more stars while figuring out what to do next. After a lot of time spent thinking, I decided to do Ghosts Ahoy. I headed to Lumbee to make bowstring, which I needed to make an oak longbow. Then I could enter Port Phasmatis and start the quest. I had to grab some nettles and make some nettle tea, then feed it to the old lady here. Then there was a big lobster fight up next. I opened the chest and ran, but then I actually had to go back and search it to make the lobster pop out. Then I ran away and went up this ladder by mistake. I had to come back down to start the fight. I was going to try and safe spot it, so I got myself behind the ladder and attacked it, but it flippin' disappeared, so I had to restart the entire fight. This time I tried to use magic spells on it instead of ranging it, and then when it was finally downed, I looted a treasure map from the chest. I grabbed wood leaves from the gardener here, thank god I didn't have to grow these as well, and then I tried to grab onions from the shop, but they didn't sell them, so I found a field nearby instead. Now Iggy could make me some dyes, and someone in chat told me that I could actually just use the item on her to make a dye instead of going through the chat dialogue each time. That was an absolute game changer. I mixed up the dyes and then put them on this flag in the right order. I headed back over to the ship, climbed the ladder on purpose this time, spoke to the man here, and then looked in this chest and got another piece of the treasure map. I hopped my way along these giant stepping stones and got the third piece of the treasure map from here. Then I fell flat on my face and eventually made my way over to Dragontooth Island, which is where the map had told me there was treasure. I dug where blue marked the spot and got a book. Then back in Port Phasmatis, this Peter Pan looking man told me that he wanted to play a game with me. I guessed it was a bit like 21, so whenever I hit 21 I held and I won the round, but he wanted me to play another one and I insta-lost this time with a death rune. So we played again and I won. But he wanted me to keep playing, so maybe I need to win 3 here or something. If it was 21, I should have held here because drawing again got me a death rune and I lost. So we played again for my third win, but it was a loss thanks to another death rune. Then in the next game I lost again because of another death rune. In the next game he got a death rune, so I finally won, and that was 3 wins. But that still wasn't enough apparently. Luckily he got the back-to-back death runes and I won again, and this time he admitted defeat, signed the sword for me, which I handed over to this girl. Then I wrapped the bedsheet around myself and spoke to the ghosts around here. I needed 10 signatures on some petition from these guys, but most of them politely told me that they weren't interested. Eventually though I did get enough signatures, so I went to steal the robes out of this guy's coffin and gave them to the old woman. She was oddly pretty happy about that. After that was done, I made this necrovirus guy agree to let all the ghosts pass through into the next world. Then I told the ghost where I started this quest that I'd done everything she asked me to, and I finished the quest and got an ectophial, along with free entry into this town and some prayer XP. I tested out the ectophial a few times and then ran back towards Canifis, but I got attacked on the way, so I one-clicked tele right back, and I didn't actually fancy starting anything else at that point, so I ended there for the night.